Welcome everyone. My name is Joanne Shearer Parkin and I am here today to talk to you about the Mediterranean diet. And just recently, in fact just this past week, U.S. News and World Report interviewed specialists in nutrition, heart disease, and diabetes. And they asked these specialists to rate all of the various diets out there, and I believe they rated about 35 different diets. And what they found and what these specialists did was that they rated the Mediterranean diet number one in 5 out of 7 different categories. Now, what were those categories? The Mediterranean diet was rated number 1 for the overall healthiest diet, number 1 for diabetes, number 1 as far as a healthy living diet, number 1 plant-based diet, and the easiest diet to follow. And also, the Mediterranean diet was rated number 2 for being the most heart-healthy diet. Now, the Mediterranean diet really reflects a way of eating that is traditional to the countries that surround the Mediterranean diet. But as you can see, you can find all of these foods in your local supermarket. Now, what I did was I went to pubmed.gov and I searched and tried to find all the studies on the Mediterranean diet. And I found over 5,000 positive research studies. And what those studies showed us is that the Mediterranean diet reduces the risk of chronic diseases, especially cancer, heart disease, diabetes. It's good for your brain and prevention of Alzheimer's disease. All these foods in combination can help reduce inflammation. It's great for weight loss and weight management. Also, the Mediterranean diet can lengthen your life. And why is that? Because in 2015, researchers with Washington State Universities published a great article. And what they did was they evaluated all the various different health habits that would activate NRF2, NRF2 being the most powerful anti-aging pathway in the human body. More NRF2 activation, slower aging. So what they found was that the Mediterranean diet, along with the traditional Okinawan diet, were the 2 diets that were most associated with an abundance of NRF2 activation. So what I do is I combine my NRF2 activation diet with my very favorite NRF2 activation pill. This is Protandim NRF2. It activates NRF2. It's the most powerful NRF2 activator in a pill that you can take. So when you do that, combine this diet with the Protandim NRF2, you're getting that 1-2 punch, right? You're really getting that extra measure of protection. The other thing about this diet is that it's budget friendly and it's kid friendly and it's safe for your children to eat as well. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the various foods in the Mediterranean diet. So let's start over here at this end. Let's start here with olive oil, of course, is foundational in the Mediterranean diet. In fact, up to 40% of the calories in the Mediterranean diet come from fat. And where are those fat calories? That's from olive oil, olives, and of course some fatty fish and some dairy. So this is foundational food. The other foundational food of the Mediterranean diet is the greens. It's just an abundance of greens in the Mediterranean diet. And I have here some green leaf lettuce, some kale, and some parsley, which is also used in abundance in the Mediterranean diet, along with lots of fresh herbs and some spices. And of course you can see here, you're seeing some fruits and some vegetables, garlic and onion. All of these are foundational foods. And so if you're planning your diet around it, as far as a Mediterranean diet, you're going to start planning all these plant foods first in your diet. Now for protein foods, of course, fish is a big component of this diet and is eaten in abundance. And fatty fish, here I've got some salmon, I have some cod. And chicken and poultry is also allowed in moderate portions. And then also you might see there I have a little bit of red meat. That's a little bit of lean sirloin. And the reason for that is when I was the head dietitian at a cardiovascular hospital in rural South Dakota, I knew that this was the diet that I wanted to bring in the hospital. In fact, I was the first dietitian in the United States to do that. I brought this diet into the hospital. But I was like, okay, so how am I going to get these farmers to eat the Mediterranean diet? So I westernized it a little bit by bringing in some of the healthy foods of the farm diet and the Western diet. And one of those would be lean red meats. So what I did, so my eating guide, I had the farmers base their meals around more around vegetables as the center of the plate. Yes, they could have a little red meat, but use that as more the condiment, not the center of the plate. And I think it worked really well. Also allowed in moderate portions are yogurt, fermented dairy. We got some cheeses, which is also allowed in eggs. And moving on over here, legumes, beans, and lentils are very prominent in the Mediterranean diet, along with other whole grains, whole grain rice. I have some quinoa, which would be more of a westernized grain. We have some whole grain flour, buckwheat flour, and I have some whole grain pastas here, some oats, and some seeds, nuts and seeds. Here I got flax seeds, some almonds. Also, these are consumed in moderate amounts in the Mediterranean diet. And so you can see, isn't this great? I mean, look at all the various healthy foods that you can eat on this eating plan. There are really, almost really no forbidden foods. Oh, wait a minute. There's something that you're not seeing here, right? You're not seeing any frozen pizzas. You're not seeing any fast foods. And you're not seeing any processed or refined grains or any sweets. So those are really a treat in the Mediterranean diet. So just an occasional treat. So that's it. So for all of you that are interested in improving your overall health, being able to follow an eating plan that you can sustain for a lifetime, check out the Mediterranean diet. So stick with us in the next few weeks on Healthy Quest. We're going to be posting tips, videos, all kinds of great content on how you can follow this kind of an eating plan and manage your weight for a lifetime. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.